The next topic is 37th topic. This topic is called effective interpersonal skills. The most favorite topic of the speaker, Mr. G. Ramasubramaniam. He does interpersonal skills program quite a number of time. He's been doing for a long time. And Mr. G. Ramasubramaniam now.
So greetings once again. As usual, we'll start with a small activity, right? I would request every one of you to stand up in your places, please. Please stand up. Right. We are going to play a game which is called as a Tiffin game. We are going to have some gestures for 5 types of Tiffins. First Tiffin is idli. Have a gesture for idli. Is a gesture for idli. Have a gesture. This is a gesture for idli. This is a gesture for dosa. Right? This is a gesture for dosa. And here we have chapati. Right? If you want vada, here it is. This is vada. Right? And this is coffee. This is coffee. Yes. So idli, dosa, chapati, vadai, coffee. I'll remember it. I'll make you remember it once again, right? Idli, dosa, chapati, vadai, coffee. Right. So now we play the game. You need to do what I say. Remember that, right? You need to do what I say. If you do it otherwise, you need to sit down so that the winners alone keep on standing. Are you able to get my point? So you need to do what I say. Remember that. You need to do what I say. If you do it otherwise, you need to sit down so that the winners alone keep on standing. Shall we start? Idli, dosa, chapati, vadai, coffee, chapati. Those who have done it wrong, right, you need to, okay, right, I'll give you this, this is a trial, let it be a trial, please get up, we'll go for all reals. You need to do what I say, remember that, you need to do what I say. Okay, idli, start, idli, dosai, chapati, vadai, coffee, dosai, chapati, idli. Those who are done wrong, please sit down, right? Those who are done wrong, please sit down. Those who are done right, please be standing. Shall we start? Shall we start? Dosai. Those who are trapped, please sit down, right? Again, dosai, chapati, vadai, coffee, dosai, chapati, vadai, coffee, idli. You need to do what I say. Idli, chapati, dosai, coffee, vadai, chapati. You need to do what I say, right? Let us give the winners a big hand, right? Winners, these are winners. Let's give them a big hand. Sit down, please. Agree. Okay, what is the most important lesson that could be learned from this activity? I'll give 100 rupees for that guy. Let me first check whether I have that. Yes, I'll give 100 rupees for a very specific answer. The answer should be to the point. See, that is how you win the game, but I want a very specific learning point from this activity. No, Please let it be as specific as possible. That is a very powerful learning concept from this activity which you can learn. What is it? People always use? Okay. Just you need to go one step further, one step deep, try to assimilate the point. So in order to win the game, what you should do? Or what you should not do? In order to win the game, you should not see me. If you see me, you will fail. If you see me, you will have a tendency to do what I do and not do what I say. What is the learning point? What is the learning point? Seeing is more powerful than? Seeing is more powerful than hearing. Visual is more powerful than auditor. To the topic we move. There was a husband, wife, and a son. The son wanted to have a pet. Right? You know what is meant by pet. So he was very eager to own a pet, and finally the parents conceded and they bought him a myna. You know what is a myna? Myna is a bird. So the son was very attached to the myna. He was a school-going student, maybe 5th standard, 6th standard. He was very attached to that. He used to play with that. And he used to watch it every time when he is free at his home. And he was actually developing a very powerful bond with that myna. And what happened after some time was, one day, the myna, which was very much attached to that little boy, died. The mother didn't know what to do. She understood that it could be a very traumatic incident for the son, and she wanted to convey this message that the myna had died in a very particular situation which could make the boy least affected. So what she first did was, she buried the myna in the garden and was waiting for the son to come home from the school. So what is that appropriate time in which I can communicate this message? Mother was thinking. And then she realized that as soon as the son comes home from the school, he'll be in a much happy state because he is being released from a prison, as so it is released from a prison. Students actually rush to the home from the school. They run into their homes, throw away their school bags, and then go to the playgrounds. And this boy used to take his cricket bat and then go to the playground. The mother thought that that would be the most appropriate time because he'd be very happy mood. If I say that its pet has died at that particular time, then maybe he would not feel that much. And he'll be able to recover quickly. So she was waiting for that particular time, and in came the boy. He opened the doors forcefully, came in, threw the school bag, took the cricket bat and was about to go to the playground. The mother said, "Son, stop 1 minute." And he looked at him, "What, mother? I'm in a rush to play. Myna has died." He got stuck for a moment. He said that and went on to play. The mother thought, "Oh, what a good psychologist I have become. I have chosen the most appropriate time for communicating the message." He was least affected by it. She was very happy. So the son went, had his dose of cricket, came back to the home and immediately went to the cage in which the bird was kept. The cage was empty. He came to his mother and asked, "Where is the myna?" And the mother said, "I told you that, no? The myna has died." And immediately he simply went to the outburst. He started crying. He started rolling on the floor. He started moving here and there. It became very, very difficult for the mother to control him. Finally, she put him there on a sofa, put some water on him, made him somewhat comfortable, and then asked this question. "I told you the very same thing as soon as he came from the school. And you didn't react at that time. Now, why come you are reacting so much at this time?" And then the son said, when you said it early, when you conveyed the message early, I heard it as Naina. So imagine what is the reaction for death of Naina and a death of Myna. And there is another instant in which a husband and wife were celebrating the 25th marriage anniversary. So as husband was cutting the cake, he started weeping. The wife got excited. Oh, what tears of joy. எவ்வளவு அன்பு என் மேல காதலாகி கசிந்துருகி கண்ணீர் மல்கிறார். What a great thing. Then he asked, darling, why are you crying? And this guy said, earnestly, with all sincerity, he said that 25 years I was working in your father's bank. And I stole some money. Your father found out. And then he gave me two options. Either go to jail for 25 years or marry my daughter. I married you. If I had gone to jail, I would be free bird today. Dear friends, love is all that is there in this world. And love is the building block and the binding block of the interpersonal relationships. But the normal complaint which, as a therapist, as a coach, which I face is this. I love people, but they don't reciprocate the love towards me. I love all the people around me, but I don't find love being reciprocated. That's the most common complaint that comes about. And a lot of research is being done on that. And due to lack of short of time, I would like to summarize by asking this very profound question. Is love a verb or is it a noun? Is love a verb or is it a noun? Pardon? Love, is it a verb or is it a noun? Is it an act or is it a feeling? That's my question. Is love an act or is it a feeling? We think that love is a feeling, but unless and until the love is exhibited as a form of act, it is not recognized. I hope you are able to understand. என்னுடைய இதயத்துல இடம் இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிட்டே இருக்கலாம் நம்ம. I love you. I have enormous feeling for you in my heart ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு போயிட்டு இருக்கலாம். But where is the heart evidence for that? You can say, I love all the people. You can say that. As a sermon, you can say that. But where is the evidence? Where is the behavior evidence for your expression of love? And love can be only recognized in an action form. That is where distinction comes. And Gary Chapman has come out with this profound idea of 5 love languages. I want you to really listen to me. And this could later on help you solve many interpersonal skills, many interpersonal problems, and help you develop interpersonal skills. We need to understand only when love is expressed and it is recognized that the interpersonal relationships will improve. You feel that you express love, but when it is not recognized by the other person, it serves no purpose. So my question is, love being a verb, and when as it is to be expressed in terms of action, what are the 5 different forms in which love could be expressed? I'm sure you will be able to answer because you will be following those things. Maybe as adults, we would have forgotten certain aspects of things, but as at your right age, I feel that you would be very well knowing all the 5 different aspects of how love is being expressed. Can you tell me that? Instead of me saying, could you come out with how the love is expressed through 5 different aspects which are called as 5 love languages? You need to understand that. For you to become an effective manager professionally,